All right, get this. We're about to dive into an absolutely incredible story straight from the man himself, Stan Lee. It's all about how one of the world's most famous superheroes, Spider-Man, almost didn't happen at all. It's a story with a huge lesson about believing in your ideas. But before we get into it, let me ask you something. Imagine you have what you think is your best idea ever, like a real game changer. And you take it to your boss, the person in charge, and they just look at you and say, it's worthless. What do? Just hold that thought because that's exactly where Stan Lee's story kicks off.
Okay, so let's set the scene. The story starts back when Marvel Comics was really hitting its stride. You know, they just had these huge hits like the Fantastic Four. Things are going great. And one day, Stan Lee's publisher walks in with a demand. A really simple one, but also pretty challenging.
And that was it. That was the entire creative brief. No guidance, no notes, just make another one. And you know, as Stan himself used to say, when the publisher tells you to jump, you ask how high. So the pressure was definitely on to deliver something big. Again. So Stan gets to work. He starts brainstorming. And you gotta remember, when you're creating a new hero from scratch, what's the first thing you need? It's the superpower, right? That's the foundation. Everything, the name, the costume, the story, it all grows from that one single spark of an idea. And this is where we get that classic aha moment, that flash of inspiration. Stan's just sitting in his office, and he sees a fly, or some insect, just crawling up the wall, and it hits him. He's thinking, wow, what if a hero could do that? Stick to walls. He thought that would be, well, in his words, groovy. And from there, the whole idea just started to snowball, you know? First, you've got the power, sticking to walls. Okay, then the name. Apparently he tossed around Flyman, Insect Man, kinda glad those didn't stick. He landed on Spider-Man. It just sounded so much more dramatic. But then he did something that was totally out there for the time. He decided to give this hero personal problems, real-world stuff. And for the final twist, the thing nobody was doing, he made him a teenager, not a sidekick, the main hero. That was completely unheard of back then. So Stan is absolutely convinced he's got a smash hit on his hands. He runs into his publisher's office, totally buzzing with excitement. He lays the whole thing out, the wall crawling, the teen drama, the name, everything. He's probably expecting a pat on the back, you know? But the reaction he gets? Yeah, it was not what he was expecting, at all.
I mean, can you even imagine hearing this? The publisher just looks at him and says it. Stan, that is the worst idea I have ever heard. Wow. Not just, I'm not sure. Not, let's workshop it. No, the worst idea ever. A complete and total shutdown. And the thing is, the publisher had his reasons he thought were just common sense.
And this is really the core of the conflict, right? The clash between the old way and a new idea. The publisher's logic was all based on the rules of the day. First, people hate spiders, so they won't buy a hero named after one. Second, teenagers are sidekicks, they're not the main event. And third, superheroes are supposed to be perfect. They don't worry about paying rent. But Stan's gut, his instinct, was telling him the complete opposite. He knew that breaking all those rules was exactly what would make this character so relatable and so special. So Stan walks out of that office, totally dejected. You know, he said he was a much wiser man after that, but you can bet he was disappointed. But here's the thing, he just couldn't shake the idea. He still believed in it. And as luck would have it, a little window of opportunity was about to open up. A real last-ditch shot. Okay, so at the time, Marvel had this magazine called Amazing Fantasy. And to be blunt, it was failing. It wasn't selling and they were about to cancel it. And this was Stan's Hail Mary. Because, as he put it, when you're publishing the last issue of a magazine, nobody cares what you put in it. There were no stakes. So basically, just to get the idea out of his system, he decided to just throw Spider-Man in that last issue. He even put him on the cover, and then he just forgot all about it. So about a month goes by, life moves on. Then the sales figures for the previous month start to land on the publisher's desk, and suddenly Stan sees his publisher running down the hall and bursting into his office. And he's yelling, Stan! Stan! Remember that character we both loved so much, Spider-Man? Let's do him as a series. I mean, talk about a 180. It turns out that that final issue of Amazing Fantasy, the one with the worst idea ever, was the best-selling book they'd had in ages. It's funny how a massive success can, jog someone's memory about how much they always loved an idea.
So why is this more than just a funny story? Well, Stan Lee told this story for a reason. Because beyond just being a great piece of comic book history, it holds this really powerful universal lesson about creativity and conviction and, well, trusting your gut.
And this quote, this is really the heart of the whole thing. In his own, perfectly blunt way, Stan said it best. It's not about being stubborn. It's not about thinking every single idea you have is pure gold. It's about that one idea that you genuinely believe in, the one you feel in your bones is good. That's the one you have to fight for.
And that idea really boils down to these core principles for doing your best work. You have to do what you want to do, and you have to do it the way you think it should be done. Because when it's all said and done, you have to be able to look at what you made, feel good about it, and take pride in it. To be able to say, yeah, I did that, and I think it's pretty damn good. Honestly, that feeling right there, that's the real win.
And that brings us right back to where we started. Stan Lee went against all the so-called logic and stuck with his vision. And in the process, he literally changed pop culture forever. So it really leaves us with one final big question for you to think about. What's your Spider-Man idea? You know the one that you genuinely believe in, deep down, even if other people don't quite get it yet. Because who knows, maybe, just maybe, it's the best idea you'll ever have.